I've pressed the buttons to begin the streamings.
Countdown in five, four, three. Are we live?
Probably going to start with that as per usual. Make sure that's properly muted. Ladies and gentlemen, I can see us on the screen, which means that we must be live.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody. This is the Hot Pole Position. As always, I am Adam Steele, and this is my co-host Liam.
Hello.
The computer seems to be struggling a little bit today. I'm going to close this down. I took some RAM out of this machine, so it might be that that's causing it to have an absolute meltdown.
My computer, on the other hand, is like it's just had a nice fine tune. Been into the shop.
He did what every good nerd does and updated the BIOS.
I've never updated a BIOS in my life.
It's so much easier than it used to be, though.
Yeah, it terrified me still because it actually hung the first time
Oh,
in the BIOS.
ah.
But like the mouse was what I mean, having a mouse in a BIOS is still really weird for me anyway.
Yeah, me too.
That was the only thing that was moving. Nothing else would move, and I was like, ah, shit. And I can see my motherboard through my case because it's got a glass on it. I could see it was showing a code that I didn't recognize. I was like, oh crap, it's failed halfway through the update. So I pressed Control Alt Delete, it restarted, and luckily it was okay. So I did have a heart panic moment that I might not be on stream tonight because I might be going buy a new motherboard.
Yeah. It's so much harder to brick a motherboard than it ever used to be because they've all got things like backup BIOS now and like dual BIOS. So if you screw one up, it just uses the other one. Yeah,
that's what I was saying to Ash. I was going to explain to her, like, I was explaining to her what a motherboard does, and I was like, because if you break that little computer that's kind of going to run the rest of it, then how do you get it to flash? I was like, oh wait a minute, do they not just have essentially lots of mini computers now that are kind of the preload stages? And yeah, they do, like as you just said, and you just only have to load a small bit of a program onto one of those that is just enough to allow you to update the rest of it.
Yes.
Yeah, so much smart.
Yeah, it depends on the manufacturer, but a lot of them, now you can just put the BIOS file on a USB stick, stick it in the back, and press a button on the back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right, okay.
And you don't even have to turn it on and get to the screen.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense, yeah.
The reason...
Technically, if you brick it enough, you shouldn't even be able to see anything on the screen because it's got to run some program to get to the point even to start.
Exactly, that's the thing. If the CPU isn't working, then it won't talk to the graphics card, then you won't see anything. Yeah, but some of the manufacturers, you just stick in a USB stick, press a button, and boop, and it just, does it.
Makes sense to sort of fail-safe it behind hardware then, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's a button that it's programmed. Someone would have to somehow find a way to plug it into that button to mess up the system.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to have to try and tweak a couple of things here, because this poor thing is absolutely dying on me. Why is it 100%? Oh, because Chrome, that's why. Yeah, Chrome is absolutely killing it. Skype's also killing it. And OBS is not in a good way killing it.
Was the last time you updated your BIOS?
When was the last time this BIOS was supported on this old AMD machine?
I'd say this one hasn't been supported since I suppose it's 2018, but even then the drivers have improved it massively.
Yep. I am going to quickly remove a few of these shut up. Sorry about that, everybody. The reason that I've got all that going on today is that after this broadcast, I'm going to be doing a second live broadcast this evening. Over the last couple of weeks, there's something I've not been able to tell you about. Now I can tell you about it. Izotope have released Ozone 9 today. And I've been part of the beta program. So I've been testing it, playing with it, finding out what's new and what's going on. So tonight, after this stream, I'm going to do another live stream talking through kind of a first look of Ozone 9. It's been kind of a struggle getting it all working because it would actually crash Reaper. But they came out with a new beta version today where it doesn't crash. That's what beta programs are for, is finding these kind of errors. So I was reporting back to them saying, at this point, it's giving me a crash. And they went, oh, right, okay, let's fix that. So, yeah, I've been playing around with it. There's some very cool things in there. So I'm very much looking forward to playing with that later on. So I was loading up a few things because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my laptop, which is just down the side of me, on the desk here, and use that as the mix machine, and then send that through to the streaming machine, and then broadcast that all to you live.
Cool.
Yeah, apologies for the popping and stuttering, but I think it's because I've got so many tabs of Chrome open on a very old, very panicky machine. It's having an absolute mare. Yeah, it may be time to think about retiring this machine and getting something else. But we'll see. The graphics card's holding up fine, so it's literally just motherboard, processor that I need.
It's just the winter blues. So my computer's been running through times as well. I feel I literally had everything out. I've given it a full hoover. Realised that one of the problems was the fan for the power supply is only like 4 millimeters kind of above the bottom of the case. It's got like a weird sort of setup for that. So I had a look in that, and it was just full. Like, well, not full, but
you have two dogs with lots of hair.
Yes, luckily there's no dog hair in there, but yeah, just literally, it's amazing how. Pro tip, it sounds really stupid because I actually called up Scan to say, look, this is what's happening. I'm getting these issues because that was specific issues, and they told me, like, literally said, update your BIOS and hoover the whole thing out and replace the thermal paste, and then come back to me and see where you're at. I've done all that, and it's like a different machine.
Oh, did you get the thermal paste from downstairs?
Well, no, so I haven't done the thermal paste yet.
I got some Cryonaut thermal paste, so if we're gonna do it,
using it in all honesty, yeah,
it's the best of the best. It's not that expensive, but yeah, that. And talking of winter blues, I got really annoyed earlier today because in my car I had a lot of stuff. We've been clearing out the studio recently, and there was a lot of stuff in my car. I've been meaning to take it to the local recycling centre, dump, landfill, whatever you want to call it. They do things now. They're open till 7, except now they're not, as of October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I turned up. Yeah. Like, hey guys. So now I've got a car full of crap that I need to offload first thing in the morning.
Fun.
Tonight is brought to you by Heineken. I'm only having the one because I need to stay lucid and be able to make proper sentences when I'm doing this Izotope video.
I just need to plug something in.
Where's he gone? He's gone somewhere. He's gone.
I'm still here.
Sure. And so, yeah, there's been lots going on this week. I've got a new project on, which is going to be mixing for a client who's sending me the files, who is a viewer of the channel. I won't say who because I've not talked to him about confidentiality and all that kind of thing, but it is somebody who watches the channel. And that's something that's always been really exciting for me, is when we first started the channel, that was the entire point of this thing, really. I mean, as it's grown, it's become a larger mission to teach and educate and play with cool gear. But the original aim of the channel was always just to grow awareness of who we are and what we do.
Yeah.
And so here is a small part of a success on that, and I'm very happy. So yeah, I mean, if anyone else wants me to mix their stuff, get in contact. That is literally what I do for a living when I'm not sitting in front of a
we don't push the sales side of the business very much, do we?
Yeah, we should push it more. And we will. I'm nearly done with updating the descriptions of every single video. Then I'll be making sure that every single video is on the website. Then...
Well, yeah, I can... Yeah, I need to do that for you, really.
Well, if I can get that to a point where I can say, right, we're up to date, that's when I'm going to put methods in place. Because that's what we've always been missing, is a set kind of, when a video's ready, we do this, we do that, we do this, and we've always kind of winged it. And sometimes it's perfect, and sometimes we miss stuff. Like, I noticed last month before, YouTube now reads hashtags. Don't know if you noticed this.
Okay.
Especially on YouTube Mobile, because I watch a lot of stuff on my
What?
phone or
Oh,
iPad.
right. In the description, so separate to tags, it has
Yeah.
hashtags and its own tag system.
Yes. So now, if you watch any video on YouTube Mobile, you get 3 hashtags, and they come up in blue at the top, even before the title.
Okay.
So I'm guessing they're relatively relevant to search terms and that kind of thing.
Mm.
Because I noticed with a lot of big name streamers, they were coming up, and I found they're experimenting that just by dropping 3 hashtags in the description, they came up at the top there.
Mm.
So I've now gone through and done that for 270 videos. Only got 130 left to go. Blech. It's the hardest part, because at this point I arranged it by videos most viewed.
Mm-hmm.
So the only ones left have got about 250 or less views. But I
Right.
think that if there's better descriptions and everything on each video, I've noticed that some of the videos that I've done that with have had a better viewership in retrospect. I mean, very few of them have gone stratospheric, but I think just having a good description and that kind of thing. I remember us having a conversation recently about this, about
Yeah.
how, there's some of the more successful people have quite big descriptions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. There was one of the lads that was in a band that we worked with that now does a lot of YouTube videos. He's got hundreds of thousands of followers on a separate topic, and it's about raising awareness. Basically, does tutorials on YouTube. So, picked his brain for a few ideas.
Yeah. Always good to learn about these kind of things. Question about mixing. Beginning with Reaper, what files would have to be sent and what are the rates on your website? We talked about this yesterday. I'm going to make a new rate card about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because we've got relatively simple rates for tracking in the studio and studio time. But, things have changed over the years and what going rates are and that kind of thing. So I need to just sit down and work all this out in all that spare time that I've got.
Mm.
Yeah. But that will be done. In terms of what files to be sent, there's a couple of choices. If you're in Reaper, you can just consolidate that project, and I'm going to make probably a kind of a how-to guide, like a PDF at some point of how-to for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, like an easy
Yeah.
kind of step by step process.
Yeah, because then I can just send that out to